Folks, there are 3 guarantees in life, and they are death, taxes, and a weekly video from Go Gritty. It is round number 6 of the Gran Turismo World Series Manufacturers Cup here on GT7, and we are in the Group 3 cars at St. Croix. And I gotta tell you what, this track is a handful, so stick around, check it out. All right, looking at the points real quick, like you see, I got a couple 170s there. I need to replace one of those 170s with something better. That way I can move up the rankings. You can see I'm sitting there 4th for Jaguar. Boy, I sure would like to be 3rd. Now, looking at the race settings, we're required to have racing hard and medium tires used in this race, but that's 6X tire wear, making it hard to get around the track when you do use the mediums. Lobby opens up, bunch of familiar names, bunch of fast guys, so I know I've got to put in a good, solid qualifying lap to try and start near the pointy end of the stick instead of way in the back like I've been lately. Now, as I'm coming around my first hot lap to set a lap time, I'm actually setting a pretty good lap time here, but I've got what ends up being our pole sitter on my tail. He has caught me from about a second and a half back, and boy, I tell you what, he puts in a nice little scorcher there. And then I decided to just go ahead, get out of his way so I can relax on not this lap, but the following lap. This is the following lap, and then I clipped the guardrail coming around the corner, causing me to come in slow through here. So I decided to go ahead and let Scully Dog through. That way I don't have anyone just ride my tail. This lap wasn't going to be good anyway, so I went ahead and backed out of it. What that means, I've only got one lap left. Now, as I'm coming down into the final technical section of the track, lots of blue sectors showing on my session best chart here on the heads-up display. I look up here, I need to make 4/10. Those numbers aren't adding up to 4/10, but I'm still going to try and put it down here in the last few corners, hopefully move up the rankings. Now, as I'm doing that, I'm coming around the corner, I see I've got a 10th man. I see that Bauer is going to be on the medium tires. Now, I know that Sylvester and Impatient Meteor and everyone else on track can see Bauer sitting in pits. He put the medium tires on already, telling everyone, hey, I'm starting on the mediums. And I'm like, that probably means everyone in front of me is going to be on the mediums as well, because they don't want to be left without a slipstream to start the race up here in the front. They want to be in touch with those leaders as the race goes on. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I have no idea if it's the truth or not. So, as the qualifying finishes, I did improve a tiny bit, but end up qualifying 6th to start the race. So I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, it could have been better. Sure, could have been a little bit better. I may have started 4th-ish, but the guys in 1st through 3rd, great lap times for them. So, as mentioned earlier, the mediums, can you get them to go 3 laps, or can you get them to go 4 laps? That is the name of the game. Now, all through the practice earlier in the week, I was starting on the hards. I was going 3 hards, then jumping on the mediums and running 4 mediums. I liked that method of running the track. That way I was running light on the medium tires. But here I opted to go with the medium because I knew Bauer was on the medium, so I had to just roll the dice and try and guess what the guys in front of me were going to be on. What was Plaka on? What was Meg on? I had no idea. Also behind me, Scully Dog, what was he on? Again, no clue. And then, you know, the folks that are behind them as well. So just trying to feel it out, figure it out. And as I come around corner 1, I still can't quite tell who's on which tire yet, because all the tires are cold and everyone's, you know, trying to not run into each other through corner 1. So everyone's just being a little gentle on the tires. And as I come through this second corner, starting to get a little better feel for what tire everyone was on. I see Plaka get a little squirrely coming out of there. And I'm thinking if he's on, because he didn't come, you know, with a lot of throttle coming out of that corner. I didn't hear that Merc really rev up. So I'm like, maybe he is on the hard tires, because he really got kind of loose through there. Now, this is not a good section of the track for me. So if I catch anyone through here, I'm pretty sure that they're on the hard tires. As we head down through these double left-handers, I'm all over Plaka's rear, and I give a little peek to the insides. We're coming through here just to see what's going on. And as I slip back in behind him to make the turn, because I'm not going to send it right there, I'm pretty sure he's on the hards right. But he goes off wide. He grabs a little bit of sand, which gives me just enough speed and momentum over him to be able to just make that pass. And then Scully comes flying right in behind me. and makes a move there on Plaka. Now, Plaka got that position back, but I was nearly positive at that point Plaka was on the hards, and now I'm picking right back up to Meg here as we're going onto the bridge. So I'm pretty sure that Meg is on the hard tires also. Now I am on the medium, so every moment that I spend behind these guys, or Meg, maybe a gal, is time lost on my mediums. Now you see I'm 0.9 seconds behind Meg. I gotta have a good exit through this long right-handers. There's a huge long straight after this where I've got to get onto that back bumper of Meg and try and make a move. So I've got one eye on Meg in front of me and one eye in the rearview mirror as I'm trying to see what they're doing behind me. As we come through that corner, I broke a little bit late there. Was really unhappy with how I took that corner, but that's okay. I can feel the tire advantage as we're coming through this section of the track. All these S's through here, I can see that Meg is struggling a little bit on the tires in comparison to me in the Jag. Unfortunately for me, I just don't really have anywhere to send it to pass because Meg is just parking it on the darn apexes all over the track. So frustrating. It's like, just miss the apex, go a little wide or something so Grady can make a move instead of having to pass somebody using a Grady pass. Now, what's funny is when I watch this replay, I'm like, why am I not using all the track over there to the right? I don't know if I'm just afraid of these barricades now with this damage model or what. So as we come through this right-hander on turn 2, I noticed Meg gets a little loose there. Now I've got Meg working hard. As you see, the rear end comes around there. I'm just looking for a spot to send it. Now this is a terrible corner to try and send it on right here, as it is a fast, long, sweeping right-hander double apex. If you get caught down the inside there, you can be put in the barricade. You don't want that to happen. So looking for a good spot to make the overtake. And again, Meg just doing a really good job of just putting it on the apex and powering in just early enough that I can't quite get the Jag to just lock in and make a pass. Just really frustrating me through this section of the track. And what it's doing is it's slowing me down enough to allow Plaka Plum to catch up, because I can't quite get on the throttle with the dirty air and everything to power out of that corner and really use that grip of the medium tires. Heck, Plaka's coming all the way back up to me here on lap number 2. As we go onto the bridge, I need a good exit coming on the bridge. I do get one. Plaka gets loose coming out on the bridge because he's on the hard tires as well. Now I need to get in that slipstream and hunt down Meg. Again, gotta get in front so I can put some gap between me and the hard tire folks. And I've only got 2 more laps to get it done on the mediums, and I've got to get by Meg. I've got to do it soon into this right-hander again, hoping Meg makes a mistake, maybe hits the wall here, and she does, or he does, and then I hit the wall too. I'm like, no. I look down, I've got the damage. I mean, I didn't hit the wall that hard, but I hit it enough to get the damage. Had I not hit that wall, I'd have made a really nice run on that Merc right through that long straight. But unfortunately, I hit the guardrail. Now Meg getting loose again, coming out of that right-hander. I've got a really nice run on the BWT Mercedes coming through the right-hander. Meg goes wide left, gets into the grass. I've got a super nice run, go around the outside, ease off on the throttle, leaving room on the inside. Boy, Meg just sends it back through. The Plaka Plum splits us both. Takes 2 positions in 1 corner. As you can see the replay here from Meg's point of view, looks a little bit like I turned in on Meg. A big lag spike right there. So that was really bizarre because I was kind of hanging out on the outside, just slowly letting it turn back in towards the apex. Now, Meg wasn't going to make that corner with the dirty tires, so I think it was a little bit of a late break, a little bit of a raciness in there. I think that the dirtiness of the tires was underestimated by Meg there, so no hard feelings there. I don't think anything like that was on purpose by either of us, really. We were both trying to, I think, go through that corner pretty cleanly. But I tell you what, Plaka Plum came out smelling like roses as he takes 2 spots. But now I've got to get by him again because he is on those hard tires. And like I said, I've got to build up a gap for when he comes out on the medium tires and I'm on the hard tires, and there just really isn't much time left to do that as we are on lap 3. He hits the barricade going into the right-hander. Apparently I nicked the wall on the left side before I went into the right-hander, so I've got damage. I'm sure that Plaka also has some damage. So not helping my cause to be able to get by Plaka here at St. Croix in these Group 3 cars. Just this track is so tough. So many off-camber corners. So many corners you want to take fast and there's a barricade in the way, or there's a bump in the road. Like when you get it to go onto the bridge, you got to drive over a bump and it's throwing the weight of your car around. Everything's off balance, everywhere here. It's a very challenging track, but when you put a good solid lap in, boy, it sure is rewarding. Plaka doing a really good job on the hard tires in the Merc. I don't know if the Merc's particularly good on the hard tires or not, but Plaka's doing a heck of a job with them, and he is keeping me at bay. Come down through the fast right-hander before the long back straight, and I finally have a decent corner where I put some run on. You can see I'm within 3/10 there of Plaka as we come down the straight. Now the Jag able to stretch its legs and make a run on him, so I go by on the right side. Plaka does not defend. He probably knows I'm on the medium tires. He's just like licking his chops because he's about to go in the pits and come out and just run me down like no big deal. So he probably gave it up and was like, hey, just go ahead, Gretty. Just go ahead. No worries. I'll be back by you real soon. So did his job, held up old Gretty there with his hard tires. He did well on the hards. I did not choose wisely this race. Definitely should have started on those hard tires. I would have had a little better chance here on the back half of the race to really make something happen. Now I'm going to be fighting for my life on the hards while everyone else around me is on medium tires. So that is going to be a just load of fun. So come through this last left-hander here towards the start-finish straight, and you're going to see Plaka is going to jump into the pits, and I'm going to keep going around for one more lap on the mediums. Now I've got to come around and beat him on his out lap, where he is going to be on fresh medium. So not very likely as I now go into the pits. He is going to get a very nice undercut on me as I come out on the hard tires. Now I need Team Jag to do it yet again, to put on those fresh meats and get me back on the racetrack lickety split. Boy, I tell you what, that's a well-oiled machine there in the Jaguar garage as they get me back out in time, but unfortunately not fast enough as old Plaka Plum just absolutely goes scorching on by on his nice one-lap old mediums. And I gotta tell you, I'm jealous. So coming around this left-hander on lap 5, I look behind me and I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got TG20, aka Finest Ambition, running me down in a Porsche 911. Now I do have a soft spot in my heart for that Porsche 911, as that is the car that got me to A+, and its rear engine, rear drive chassis is just doing its thing there in the corners, able to get on the power nice and early because that rear end grips so good coming out of the quarters. Now it does get a little pushy in the front end sometimes, but I tell you what, you know, if you can just ease off on the throttle and be a little bit patient, boy, it's a great car when the tire wear is high, because man, it just really does grip well coming out of the corners. Now as we're coming down the straight, it does not have very good straight line speeds. You see the Jaguar able to hold it off even though he was within 3/10. So I'm going to move over to the right side here and make him go around the long way, hoping I can hold him off, maybe get some tire wear on him, maybe be able to hold some kind of advantage on lap 6. But TGT20 with the cutback now is going to put it on the outside of the Jag as I go down through this left-hander, giving each other room. Going to go back into the right-hander, and I was like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to be able to pull it off. So I do back out of it and let TGT20 slide back up in front of me. Boy, I tell you what, that is grade A, class 1 It is master class side-by-side racing right there. I really enjoy that kind of racing when you're side-by-side, trying to give each other room. Doesn't always work out, but boy, it worked out really nice right there. So tip of the hat to you, TGT20. Well done through there, and good job making that pass and setting up that move. That was well done. So on to lap number 6, and I have got about 1.2 seconds between me and Senior Patrick G. And as I come around the corner, I see a yellow flag, but I don't see any cars anywhere. So I was like, someone must have just got a little bit loose. And then as I come around the final corner, if you look over on the right-hand side near the barricade, you will see Bauer sitting there on the side of the road. What happened to him? Well, as he's coming around the corner here, he gets loose, then gets his tires in the grass, and a 360 no-scope gets the car turned back around, gets it going, but you can hear the engine is sputtering. He's got engine damage, and he says, screw it, I'm done. And then he just rams it right into the wall. But that means a Gretty pass, so I pick up one spot, move back into 5th place, but it is not going to be easy to maintain that 5th place. As 1.3 seconds behind me, I have Senior Patrick G trying to run down the Gretty in a Mitsubishi, and he's doing a pretty good job of it. As we go to lap number 7, he's got within 8/10 of me. Now that is dangerous because he is now within the slipstream, that 1 second slipstream distance. As we head towards the bridge, I get all the way over the left, back down in a second, pop it up in 3rd, try push the throttle down to the floor, getting those hard tires to grip up as we head over the bridge. Look at that. He's now right there in that 8/10 range still. He's in the slipstream. I've got to have a really good exit here through the left-hander. Get on the brakes there where the little red suited man is standing. You can see him closing the distance as we go through the left-hander. I get squirrely. Patrick gets squirrely. We're both pushing as hard as we can. We both want this P5, and I'm not going to go down without a fight. I've had too many races recently finishing near the back of the pack. I'm ready to finish up towards the front side. Now I'm looking for that top 5 finish. It's not a podium, but it's a step in the right direction. I move over the right side to let them know I am ready to defend this corner that is coming up here. But boy, I tell you what, the Mitsubishi doesn't quite have the legs to catch the old Jaguar. So I move back over to the left, get on the brakes here for the right-hander. You can see Patrick just powering down through that corner. Plenty of grip left on his medium tires. I was actually shocked in the replay that he had that much grip left, so he must have only done a 3-lapper on the mediums. Must have pushed the hards for 4 laps. In the race, I'm thinking, please die, tires. I've got to get through this and maintain enough speed and momentum so he can't take me in the last corner, because I know he's on that softer compound tire, can really make a move stick if he needs to. But the dirty air causing him fits as well as he goes a little deep in that corner. I get on the brakes, clip the corner of the final turn, get back on the gas, power down the straight, and I'm able to hold off Senior Patrick G for P5. Super excited to get back up in the top 5 here in a great lobby. Pick up a clean race bonus as well. It's all good in the Gretty garage. 269 points. Put it in the bank. Hope you enjoyed that race. Hope you enjoyed all the action. If you did, hit the like and or subscribe. Come back, check out some more. For myself, Go Gretty. Y'all have a great evening. DJ Clean, take us out of here.